Joseph in Egypt, faithful in the dark. Genesis 39. The caravan of traders took Joseph to Egypt, far from home, far from his father, and far from everything familiar. There, he was sold to a wealthy Egyptian named Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard. Though Joseph was just a slave in a foreign land, God was with him. Everything he touched seemed to succeed. Potiphar quickly noticed and put Joseph in charge of his entire household. Joseph managed the estate, the fields, and the servants. Under his care, Potiphar's home flourished. Temptation and trouble. Joseph was not only wise, he was handsome. Potiphar's wife began to notice him, and her eyes lingered. One day she approached him and said, "Come and lie with me." But Joseph refused. "Your husband trusts me with everything. How could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" Day after day she tempted him, but Joseph stood firm. Then, one day when no one else was around, she grabbed his cloak and tried to pull him toward her. Joseph ran, leaving his cloak behind. Enraged by his rejection, she called out to the other servants and lied. "This Hebrew tried to attack me." When Potiphar heard her story, he burned with anger and threw Joseph into prison. Even in chains, God was there. Though the prison was dark and lonely, God was still with Joseph. The prison warden saw Joseph's integrity and wisdom and put him in charge of the other prisoners. Once again, everything Joseph did prospered. Even in the pit of injustice, Joseph remained faithful. He didn't understand what God was doing, but he trusted him anyway. And though Joseph didn't know it yet, his story was unfolding exactly as God had planned.